Fight, 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 fight.
Hypocrisy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Lawsplaining the Interwebs. I am your host, Nick Ricada of Ricada Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. What is up, guys? These little hairs, these little fuckers up front. What's up, guys? How's it going tonight? How you doing? Damn, I need this haircut so bad. So bad. Oh, my God. It was just fucking ice everywhere today. It's just fucking ice all over every road. Everything was canceled and everything was closed. So here I sit. Uncut. Uncut like a Gentile. The fuck? What's up, YouTube? What's up? Rumble, how you guys doing? Big shout out, of course, to the locals chat who makes all of these shows possible. The number one sponsor is the locals chat, and they are fantastic. So that's nice. Complaining about your haircut is on par with crying on camera. I'm not complaining about my haircut. I'm complaining about my lack of haircut. Look, I have to look at my stupid fucking face all the time, all day, every day, constantly. I at least want to be, I at least want to be into me. Anonymity. No, EVS will not be joining to talk about the Poulter stuff. I'm not going to have someone on to talk about their lawsuit, especially not on my first read of it. He would be welcome on if he wants, but I want him to make that decision very fucking carefully. So yeah, let's talk about the agenda tonight. The agenda tonight, we've got, what was it? Oh yeah. The Loudon County report. We're going to finish up the Loudon County report, which is great. We have like 10 pages of that, of the actual report left. There's a bunch of evidence. I don't know if I'm going to go through all of the evidence that's there, but yeah, we're going to go through the Loudon County report. He is talking in his channel. Okay. He's not talking to me. If EVS wants to come on, maybe I'll do a show with him about it. I haven't talked to him about doing a show on it yet. Here we go. The fuck. But yeah, anyway, we'll talk to EVS on a different day where I can like schedule it out and let people know about it. But yes, we're going to cover this Loudon County report, and I'm happy to further report that there are actual indictments stemming from this grand jury report. There are indictments coming out or that have dropped, I think, just today. We've got some criminal charges for people involved, which is pretty good. Where those criminal charges go, we may never know. But that is something we'll be discussing as well. Then we've got what we were just talking about, Ethan Van Sciver. Ethan Van Sciver, a dear friend of the channel for a very long time, is suing. He's countersuing Preston Poulter. And we've got his answer. If you don't know this backstory, I'll rehash it. But the long and short of this is Preston has sued Ethan Van Sciver for defamation. And he did that. And then Ethan got his lawsuit dismissed for lack of jurisdiction in the original venue. So Preston refiled and sued Ethan in New Jersey, I believe, in the state of New Jersey. And so now Ethan is answering that lawsuit. And in his answer, I believe he has a counterclaim against Preston. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to read through the answer. It should be great. Answers go really quick because it's mostly like agreed, denied, not enough information to agree or deny, but deny. That's that. And then there's the other stuff, which we'll get to, that's in there. So that's Ethan Van Sciver versus Preston Peggy Poulter. And then finally, a dumb activist, a trans activist who came after me when all of this fucking bullshit went down for me, getting me kicked off of YouTube and Twitter and all of that stuff. When all that happened, there was this ugly, fat, gross activist named Alejandro Caballero or something like that. And at Esquire on Twitter. And they just went to Congress to talk about toxic words on Twitter, and they got fucking roasted by Congress. So I'm going to just laugh a little bit at that piece of shit. But I got to warn you, that's probably going to happen in the latter portion of the show. If you don't know, there's a new sort of way that I'm doing these streams. If you have not been around for a while and you missed it, I'll briefly recap. I've signed a deal with Rumble. So my primary streaming platform is now over on Rumble. However, I do a couple things here on YouTube still. I do the first hour of Rumble shows here on YouTube, and I also do the full trial streams here on YouTube as well. So I've been covering the Aaron Dean trial along with Andrew Bronca the past 2 days. Those full streams are up on YouTube, and I do not intend to do any sort of like switching platforms in the middle of trials. There are also certain interviews that I will do, like the Kyle Rittenhouse interview that I'm currently setting up for sometime in the first week of January. That will be streamed to all platforms. So there are certain big events will be full live stream on all the platforms, but the regular show that I do, the regular night show, that will be primarily will be streamed on YouTube for an hour and then shifting over to Rumble. Again, outside of some special events, that's what we're doing. So if you are a YouTube viewer, I still love you very, very much. But I am working on building up the Rumble platform, and I hope you'll join me on that adventure from time to time. If not, that is fine. You're welcome to enjoy all of the YouTube content here. And there are also shorter videos that will be uploaded consistently to YouTube as kind of things smooth out and we get that. Short videos will still be loaded up here as well. So that's where it is right now. That's the deal. So if you had not heard that, that's what's going on. Not trying to put anyone out, but am trying to get away from some of the fucking censorship, and the topics tonight, are ripe for some of that censorship. Even though I, of course, will speak on both platforms fully within YouTube's terms of service. I wouldn't want YouTube to think that I was leaving their platform to violate their terms of service, even though their terms of service are really fucking gay and bullshit and applied arbitrarily by people who don't speak English, who don't understand nuance, sarcasm, or humor, and are fucking dead on the inside. And all of those people, every single one of the censors on YouTube, can suck my fingers, because sucking a penis is gross. So fuck you. Eat shit, you losers. God damn it, I hate these people. Whew. So, all right. We're gonna get into this. I'm not gonna waste a ton of time doing the intro. That's another change. Even though I'm rambling right now, these shows, because of the hour switch from YouTube to the next thing, I'm not going to spend the first hour yakking. Like I used to spend the first 20 to 45 minutes, depending on how it was, just kind of going off. We're going to move towards a little bit of a tighter show format as part of this deal, and being respectful of people over on YouTube's hour that they're giving me. I want to make sure and hit topics that are interested in. And just for future reference, I'm typically going to title streams with the topics in the order that they're going to be covered. I try to do that. Sometimes I get off of like on a tangent, but I want to give predictability to the people who are watching. Again, I'm trying to be respectful of everybody's time and attention. You guys have given me a ton of your time and attention, and I want to make sure you understand that I appreciate that. Okay. So with that, let's get into this fucking report. I'm trying to remember exactly where we were. I think we were on page 15. Yeah. Here's where we were. We'll just restart the first paragraph on page 15 here, and then we're going to get into it. Also, if you're on Rumble, pound that plusy, hit that plus button, hit that plus button as much as possible. I appreciate it. It helps push the show up the Rumble leaderboard. And that's what I'm here to do. Here to disrupt the Rumble leaderboard. Also here to drink some fucking whiskey. Are you guys with me on that? Last update, last brief housekeeping thing for this week. Tomorrow, closing arguments for the Aaron Dean trial. I think we're going to start them here on my channel. Hopefully get through them. And then I believe at 11 a.m., let me double check that, I'm going on with Megan Fox on her channel. Let me check. I'm getting the fucking time. Where is it? 11 East. Shit, that's 10 my time. Yeah, we're going to have to. I will not be streaming the Aaron Dean trial tomorrow live. I'll tell Andrew Branca that he will be, I believe he'll be hosting that stream. I will not be able to do it. I am on with Megan Fox at 10 a.m. Central Time tomorrow on her channel. So if you want to come over, check that out. Of course, if you follow me on Locals for free, you will get all of the notifications and links on that. Okay. Finally, final thing for this week. Friday is my birthday. And I don't believe Lady Raggets is taking me out of town for my birthday, although that's subject to change, I guess. But assuming I'm at home, which is a safe assumption, Friday is my birthday. I will be having a stream. I'll be inviting a bunch of people on, and you guys are welcome to come hang out with us. It's going to be just fun, laughter, jokes, maybe stories people want to talk about, a lot of liquor. We might do a drinking, or I might do a drinking stream. We'll see. All right. So that's what's coming on Friday. It's going to be a fucking fun stream. That's the whole plan. Is it for it to be fun? And we'll see who shows up. All right. All right. Is that cool? All right. Is that cool? Okay. God, that's fucking good whiskey. Let me get this. There was a super chat that came in before, and I want to get it before it goes away, or before it's harder to find, I should say. From Cult of Personality says, the only good VTuber, Pipkin Pippa, hit over 7,000 concurrent viewers on her stream that was simply titled Feet. She did indeed show her foot, so congrats to the gunt-stomping, Fed-hating pink bunny. Good job, Pipkin. Pipkin Pippa is great. Danny On is showing up on Friday. Awesome. The only thing that makes me sad is that I can't have Joe, my good friend, Good Logic, on Fridays because of his religious obligations. So I can't do that. But I do intend to stream with Joe very soon. I've been trying to find the right time to stream with him. I've been having a mess of my own scheduling. So yes. And Friday, by the way, will start on YouTube, and it will definitely move to Rumble for some very within the terms of service content that will happen over on Rumble. That should be, yeah, there will be full respect for everything and everyone. Frederick Little says you'll be 41, right? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I will be 41. So, all right. BK says, hey, Nick, how angry is this report going to make anyone with a soul? You must not have watched the first coverage I did of it, covering the first 14 pages. This should make everybody fucking livid. I mean, this report should be boiling blood, frankly. Xenaximus says, a quick toast to you, Nick, and all you magnificent bastards who subbed a Crack in the Box. You all help make a kid's wish a reality. That's right. Crack in the Box, young YouTuber, terminally ill on palliative care now after a couple heart transplants. His dream was to get to 100,000 subscribers before he passed away. And he did that thanks in large part to many of you who are out there and subscribed. Cheers to you all for doing that. True heroes, making someone's dream come true. That's pretty crazy. When you think about it, not everybody gets to have their fucking dreams happen. And this guy did. He's not dead yet. No, Miss Dinga Dinga. He's not dead yet. Thank God. And you know what would be great? If he just kept fucking living. Like, that would be fantastic. Like, there's some miraculous healing or something happens and he just got to keep living, but also got his cool 100,000 subscriber YouTube channel. That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. That's way better of a story than him getting his dream and then passing on. It's him getting his dream and then getting to utilize it to its fullest and see what he does with it. Because what I see with people is when they get their dreams, they'll surprise you. They'll surprise you with how they fulfill them in good ways. I guess. Like Marvin Heemeyer, right? His dream was to own a tractor, and he surpassed all expectations with that beautiful machine. Okay. All right. And finally, KP Klukin says, I've seen the report already. It's absolutely maddening how this happened. Every one of those school authorities that allowed it need to get the Vlad the Impaler treatment. Okay, reminder, we're coming in on page 16 of the PDF, page 15 if we go by like what's on the bottom of the page. I've already read and reacted to the first chunk of this report. You may have missed that stream. The replay is up on YouTube and Rumble. You can go find it at either one. I think I did that whole stream over on YouTube as well. So you don't have to like watch part of it. I think it's all there. Okay, here we go. Here we go. The public information officer forwarded the email. Well, let's read this email. It's from Luke Rosiak from the Daily Wire, emailed the public information officer for LCPS about October 7th LCSO statement. Rosiak wrote, I am prepared to report that this student is the same student who is criminally charged after a similar alleged assault in a girls' bathroom at Stone Ridge High School on March 28th. Why was the student still permitted to be in LCPS? This is the Loudoun County Public Schools. And why was he moved from Stonebridge to Broad Run? Has Stonebridge ever reported the May alleged sexual assault in any statistics or made anyone aware of it? In a school-wide email sent by the SBHS, that's Stonebridge High School principal, that day, he appears to instead present the alleged victim's father as a threat while concealing the underlying incident. While I understand and respect the need for privacy around certain details, there are major public safety and policy issues raised by this and significant public interest. If you contend that any of the facts as laid out are erroneous, I will need you to provide me supporting evidence as soon as possible today. So Luke Rosiak sent this email asking for more information in preparation for a story. Also, one more thing to the YouTube audience. I will, my intention is to fully read all of the super chats that come in on YouTube in the first hour before switching over. So I am making an effort to do that. I still have the $20 or more policy on all platforms, no matter where they come in. But yes, if you do send super chats on YouTube, like I am trying to, again, respect that and make sure that they get read before switching over. The public information officer forwarded the email to the director of communications, director of high school education, chief of schools, and deputy superintendent. The director of communications responded to the public information officer saying, FYI, I have worked with division counsel and will handle no further action. Enjoy your day. She followed up minutes later to the group email stating, team, take no action. I have got this. Thanks. We do not have any evidence that she or any other LCPS employee informed anybody on the school board of the impending article. Balian says, are you going to stream the Kerry Lake election emergency trials on the 20th? They're going to trial and they're going to be televised? Maybe those might have to be on Rumble only, because they'll talk about things that YouTube pretends doesn't exist. YouTube's like, no, that's not real. It doesn't happen. Like, we don't talk about it. It's so fake. It's so untrue that you can't even mention it. Like, my God, what are you thinking? If you mention it, then what would happen? All right. 3 days later, on October 11th, 2021, the Daily Wire published an article stating that Stonebridge High School assailant and Broad Run High School assailant were the same individual. If you don't remember what this is about a trans student who's completely, like, doesn't actually seem to be trans, literally a boy in a skirt. Not like a boy presenting as a girl, but literally a boy in a skirt, raped a girl in one high school in May. It was covered up. He was transferred to another school where he raped a second girl. And this was like, when this was brought up, when the parents went to the school board meeting, the parents was arrested and escorted out. Everybody denied that this happened. All of this stuff was complete fake, complete lies. It's never happened. There's no way that just like pretending that people are not biological creations that exist and have facts about them, just pretending that that's not real, that'll just fix everything and nothing could ever fucking go wrong with it. What are you talking about? Why would you ever say that anybody would ever be abusive of this system? Why would anybody, if there was just like, could you even cite one example, you fucking bigot, by the way, of just one person ever abusing any permissive bathroom rules? That would never happen. That's a fake slippery slope argument. That's a fallacy. That's bullshit. That's your right-wing hatred. That's your bigotry. Just find one. And then you're like, yeah, this school had one, and then they transferred that one, and then they had another one with the same person because they're so goddamn afraid of these people that they put political correctness on an altar, worshiping it, and then two girls get fucking raped. And they won't even talk about it. They won't be honest with the families. They won't be honest with the community. They won't be honest with the news. They won't be honest with anybody at all because they're so fucking scared of the movement coming after them that they'll fucking forget the facts and they'll ignore that there's real people getting really hurt in this. It's crazy. It's crazy town. You call it up, you're hateful. Not the people who facilitated the rape that they knew about. You're hateful. You're the bad one. Each school board member we asked stated they first learned about this connection from press reports, not from any LCPS employee. The reactions, irrespective of political ideology, were universally negative. Of course they were. Of course their reactions were negative. But the problem is, no matter what their reactions were, their pro-actions leading up to those reactions facilitated and reinforced the culture that allowed this shit to happen. The school board members get a pass from the grand jury, by the way. The grand jury basically said, oh, no, the school board members, they're fine. They were all too fucking stupid to know what was going on. That's the assessment of the school board. But they don't get a pass from me, and they shouldn't get a pass from you or anybody else, because it's the policies that these school board members were allowing in the first place that facilitated the cover-up and facilitated the lack of information and, frankly, facilitated the rape of kids. I mean, we're going to focus on the superintendent and the information officer here. But let's keep some fucking perspective. The school board set the policies that made this able to happen in the first place. The school board is probably the reason that the administration didn't want to talk about it. The school board members were angry, blindsided, expressed disgust at the situation, said it's horrific. Absolutely. You wonder what else came? What else followed that statement? Oh, it's horrific. Absolutely. But you could smell the qualifiers coming on that one. One member asked, why are we left out? And why were we not made aware as soon as the second one happened? How about the first one? How about the first one? One board member emailed the superintendent saying, we urgently need some background here. Please give us a high-level summary via email. On October 12th, the school board held a closed session where the superintendent and division counsel provided an update on the situation. Following the closed session was a heated period of public comment with much anger and ire directed at the board with many calls for resignations. Good, all of you resign. While we understand the public's confusion, frustration, anger at the time, we've seen no evidence the school board as a body or any of its individual members knew anything about any of these events outside of the May 28th, 2021 email the superintendent said about the SBHS sexual assault. Sure. Very, very cute and convenient. The following day, October 13th, LCPS put out a public statement trying to tamp down public anger. That statement defended LCPS's actions and said LCPS is prohibited from disciplining any student without following the Title IX grievance process. Does anybody believe that fucking bullshit? LCPS has complied and continues to comply with its obligations under Title IX. Nowhere did the statement express any grief or remorse towards the victims of either of the sexual assaults. On October 15th, the superintendent held a press conference outside the school administration building. He read a prepared statement and did not take any questions. The statement, written with input from Donovan Group, attachment 17. Donovan Group, by the way, is a fixer firm for schools. When schools have a public controversy, Donovan Group is there to save the school. Not worry about kids, not give information to parents, not anything other than protect the school board, the school administrators, protect the people who don't deserve the protection. A school district communication, marketing, and public relations firm contained numerous critical inaccuracies. Superintendent stated, throughout these events, Loudoun County Public Schools has complied with our obligations under Title IX. Multiple witnesses with Title IX expertise testified this is not true. Superintendent also stated that a lack of oversight that existed prior to my tenure also contributed to errors in our state reporting regarding disciplinary incidents at school. Multiple witnesses testified of the error in reporting where LCPS did not include the May 28th, 2021 SBHS sexual assault in its discipline, crime, and violence report to the Virginia Department of Education, a fact they just learned on October 14th via email from a Virginia Department of Education employee, occurred under this superintendent's tenure and not a prior tenure. So just a note that the sexual assault that occurred in May 28th, they didn't even report it as a crime that happened at the school. They did not report the criminal activity. Superintendent also stated, board member Bartz asked a question about discipline incidents in bathrooms that I wrongly interpreted as incidents involving transgender and gender fluid students. I did this because I was viewing the question in light of the general questions and debate the board was participating in around policy 8040. As we write earlier in this report, the superintendent knew mere hours after the May 28th, 2021 sexual assault took place that it related to policy 8040, yet never relayed that fact to the school board in public or in private. On October 21st, LCPS released another statement regarding the May 28th, 2021 email from the superintendent to the school board. This was the first time the public learned the school board or the superintendent had any awareness of any of the events as they were occurring. The statement was released to provide good context because the May 28th, 2021 email was being released not voluntarily by LCPS, but pursuant to the Virginia Freedom of Information Act. In late October 2021, the school board agreed to commission an investigation to events surrounding SBHS and BRHS sexual assaults. This was not publicly announced, however, until over a week later on November 5th. In a statement, the superintendent said LCPS has hired a law firm, quote, to conduct an independent review of these incidents. Please note this independent review is only one step in moving forward to help heal our school community. We will keep you up to date about the steps we take and the progress we make. Yeah, sure you will. Although the statement did not state the independent review would be released publicly, many witnesses, including several board members and senior LCPS administrators, testified they assumed the report would be made public, albeit with necessary redactions to protect privacy interests. One school board member acknowledged, as a parent, I would have wanted to read the report. Oh, you fucking think so? Many board members were surprised to learn that the report was subject to attorney-client privilege. Based on the testimony presented to us, we believe the school board members were unaware this report would not be made public at the time they agreed to conduct the outside investigation. So yeah, they did the investigation, an outside investigation, then hid it from everyone on the outside. Thank you. Thank you for that. Very helpful. Good job. Go team. Skyrim 96 says the police showed their true colors here, arresting the victims and letting the criminals go screw the police, and that trans kid should be prosecuted as an adult and put in prison for as long as possible. I agree. Janet Tolsda. Yes, the abuser has been charged and is still awaiting trial. Was charged for the May 28th incident and was awaiting trial when they committed the next sexual assault. Zeno, why are you sorry? Don't be sorry. All right, here we go. Several board members testified they were only given half an hour to read the independent review and ask questions about it. Despite having asked for the review in the first place, they were handed out numbered copies of it and required to return it upon leaving the room. Numbered copies, so one, if any of them showed up online, they would know who leaked it, and two, if anyone didn't give back a copy, they would know exactly who it was. On January 14, 2022, LCSB issued a public statement stating the report would not be released, listing attorney-client privilege as the third and least important reason for keeping it private. Statement also noted several changes and updates to LCPS policies and procedures. We are concerned at the lack of interest by senior LCPS officials regarding the contents of the report. Several changes were apparently implemented due to the independent review, yet no senior LCPS official when testifying questioned why any of these changes were taking place or whether they were even necessary. Few, if any, senior LCPS officials had any interest in what the independent review concluded. Notably, the deputy superintendent who oversees student discipline and student instruction testified she had no interest in reading it. Doesn't even care. Doesn't even fucking care. We attribute this lack of curiosity and attachment to staying in their silos to a culture of fear permeating LCPS. A culture where anybody speaking up or daring to step out of place faces some type of reprimand. We believe this culture of fear is inhibiting LCPS from becoming an even better school system than it is today. It's not just the school system. It's everywhere. Everyone's afraid of these fucking trans activists. Everybody's afraid of them. And let me, for the purposes of YouTube's dumb fucking censors, you fucking retards, let me clarify. Trans activists are not trans people because activists aren't people. They're monsters. Trans people are just fine and just want to be left alone having a dick or vagina that they weren't born with. That's what they want to do. That's what trans people want. Like, just leave me alone. I want to just go and be what I feel like I am and present the way I am. Those people are fine. You could just ignore them or do whatever. Trans activists will never fucking let you ignore anything ever. They will ruin everything you like. They will invade every space you have. They will bother you until you cannot stand it anymore because they cannot tolerate the fact that you have apathy towards their condition. That's it. They will never let you go. They're not people. They're machines of outrage. They're machines of sympathy, and they will fuck you wherever you are. No escape, no retreat, no apology, no prostration, no submission, no amount of anything will ever satiate their inconquerable appetite. Nothing will, ever. They will chew you up, they will spit you out, and they will come back like a cow regurgitating cud to chew you up again because there is not enough outrage to feed them. They're all fucking fat. Have you seen them? Disgusting, hideous monsters. Again, trans activists are a special class of gross, defective things that are not people. And they demonstrate this over and over and over. And we're gonna see one in a little bit. But it's not just the school that's scared of them. Everybody's scared of them. Major organizations are scared of them. Governments are scared of them. Everybody's fucking terrified of these weirdos. There's not that many of them. They don't have any physical prowess. They're mostly uncoordinated. They can't even figure out who they are. We shouldn't be scared of these things. All right, Title IX. Title IX is a complicated federal law that few people, if any, fully understand. We believe LCPS was severely delinquent with its Title IX responsibilities in 2021, and due to Title IX's complexity and the public's lack of familiarity with its nuances, has used Title IX as a shield to fend off criticism for its lack of action regarding the SPHS sexual assault. Look, Title IX is bullshit. Title IX is a pile of garbage. For whatever they're about to say about Title IX, and I don't know. Title IX is a trash system that ignores due process and puts anyone even accused as guilty until they prove their innocence in a system that is not engineered towards giving them a fair shake in the first place. Title IX can get fucked. Title IX being used as an excuse by these people just means Title IX can get fucked harder. You know what's really not complicated? Maybe I'll make myself bigger for this. You know what's really just not complicated at all about any of this? Is that rape is a fucking crime. And if you rape someone, you should probably go to prison, hopefully forever. Like, this isn't what we needed a separate title to handle rape in schools. Why? It's just a fucking crime. Prosecute the rapist in the way that you would prosecute a rapist. It's not hard. You don't need a separate federal code. You don't need anything. Like, imagine if we had, what's Title 15? Well, it's the thing that deals with murder in schools. But like, murder's illegal. It's super criminal. Like, it's really easy to, when we get evidence that someone actually is a murderer, we could convict them and they can go to prison. Like, yeah, but what if the murder happens in a school or a college? I'm confused. We try them in court, they go to prison. Hear me out though. How about a separate system for that? No. I like the current one. I like the one where we use evidence, we have due process, and then they go to prison. Like, that's what I want. Title IX that's what it is. They created an alternative system to deal with sexual assault and other issues, of course, that get wrapped up in Title IX that fuck people over on the daily. But we already had a system for dealing with sexual assault. It's the criminal justice system. Doom. Law and Lumber. Hey, what's up, Rob? Says, have you made it to the attorney-client privilege BS yet? How the report was kept secret from the board and public. Oh, and now attorney represented teacher, admin, and the board at the same time. Not to that last part, but we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm just getting my heat allergy going. Getting a little angry. It's fine. It's fine. No big deal. In several public statements since the October 6, 2021 BRHS sexual assault, especially in the immediate aftermath, LCPS, LCSB, that's the school board, and representatives of those entities have been steadfast in stating LCPS, the public school, complied with its obligations under Title IX. Even a cursory review of documents and testimony, however, reveals those statements are far from the truth. Behind the scenes, the LCPS Title IX procedures were essentially non-existent. Staff was inexperienced. Senior officials squabbled, and the superintendent was aware of all of it. One witness summed it up best, testifying, "We did not have a process in place." Again, there's just a criminal justice system. It deals with this stuff. It respects rights, which is more than what you can say about Title IX, by the way. After the May 28, 2021 SBHS sexual assault, LCPS made little effort to begin a Title IX investigation for months. Why would they? Why would they investigate it? School year ended. Remember, I'm not gonna shit on teachers, but these are administrators. School year's over. Fuck off. 3-month vacation. Candace Marie, over under on the Troon raper being held in female jail population. I'm pretty sure the assailant doesn't actually present as trans. That was kind of a narrative that they were worried about. They were using that as a shield to cover up a sexual assault. All right. In fact, the Title IX investigation did not begin until October 19th, 2021, an indefensible delay of nearly 5 months after the next school year started. LCPS officials claimed this was because they were not permitted to begin their investigation. Oh shit, I forgot I'm big here. Begin their investigation until law enforcement had concluded theirs. However, no LCPS witness who testified was able to identify a single law, statute, policy, or agreement that prohibited them from conducting a Title IX investigation until law enforcement had finished their investigation. Because it doesn't exist. The LCPS Title IX coordinator in 2021 served concurrently as the chief of staff. And he reported directly to the superintendent, who was the previous Title IX coordinator. Chief of staff, are you noticing? I'm wondering if there's a pipeline. I understand Title IX. Oh, now I'm the superintendent. Is that the promotion pipeline? The secret one? The chief of staff repeatedly testified he needed the charges from law enforcement to move forward with the Title IX investigation. That's the opposite of Title IX, by the way. Because until he had that information, it was just an allegation of attempted sexual assault, which was not enough for him to begin an investigation. If you've seen anything with Title IX, that's actually, again, that's the opposite. Title IX itself is the non-law enforcement way to deal with shit. The director of school administration disagreed with this assessment and had conversations with the chief of staff about it in July and August 2021. The director, even though his office was not supposed to be doing Title IX, also created a Google document of possible Title IX violations reported from schools because he was worried at the time they were not reporting some things that could become Title IX. In a series of emails in August 2021, the director repeatedly told the chief of staff LCPS needed to begin investigation into the SBHS sexual assault. Not making any progress with the chief of staff regarding the SBHS sexual assault, the director of school administration took his frustration straight to the superintendent. Shortly before the 2021-2022 school year began, the director spoke with the superintendent about the situation. Director testified the superintendent alpha dogged him down, meaning the big dog spoke. So you back down a little bit. You understand what they're doing. Superintendent put his dick on the table. Said, fuck you. I don't want to talk about your bullshit. I don't care about these students. I don't care about the rape. Look, if we start caring about the rape, that'll go to the news, and then all our jobs are on the line, right? On September 17th, 2021, the director of school administration testified he emailed the superintendent, chief of staff, deputy superintendent, chief of schools about the situation, testified the email laid out his extensive training, experts he had met with, and the fact that SBHS assault should have immediately and automatically triggered an investigation. It is unknown how the superintendent or these officials responded. LCPS refused to provide us this email. Refusal to comply with a grand jury document production is a crime. But it was not until a month later and after the BRHS sexual assault that a Title IX investigation into the SBHS sexual assault was open. The individual who ultimately conducted that investigation testified it was the first Title IX investigation she had ever done. Chief of staff testified he could not begin a Title IX investigation until he learned the official charges from law enforcement, and that until that point, it was just school-related discipline matter. This contrasts sharply with LCPS's public statement stating that LCPS is prohibited from disciplining students until the Title IX grievance process was followed. Either way, no school discipline took place following the SBHS assault, thus allowing the student to transfer to BRHS after his confinement over the summer. Multiple witnesses testified the chief of staff was fired due to his lack of action regarding Title IX during this period. Can I just point out the student who raped another student so hard twice that he got 2 sodomy rape charges was not disciplined by the school. At all. I want that to sink in. The person who raped another student in a school bathroom during the school day and was missing in action for 3 hours following the rape, they couldn't find them, was not disciplined by the school at all. Because if he was disciplined, might not have been able to transfer to another school. Because you might be expelled from the school system because you raped another student in the bathroom of the school. That's fucking crazy. It's important to point out the lack of cooperation between LCPS, public schools, and LCSO, the sheriff's office, was an underlying issue throughout the summer of 2021. This unquestionably contributed to LCPS's delinquency in opening the Title IX investigation into the SBHS sexual assault. Though the charging of the SBHS assailants in early July should have been enough for the chief of staff, under his interpretation, to launch a Title IX investigation, LCSO, Sheriff's Office, refused to provide the actual charges to LCPS. Juvenile Intake, though, had already informed LCPS of the charges through the procedure they had in place, describing above. So No LCPS should. So LCPS should have known what the charges were. LCPS, however, never received this notification due to the outdated notification process they had with juvenile intake. Law and Lumber again. What's up, Rob? Says, let me lay out the BTS scam. LCPS, public schools, pays insurance. Insurance hires attorney. Attorney represents teachers who can't talk openly. Admin for ass covering and the board. Attorney has authorization to file and negotiate without disclosure to board. Mind-blowing cover-up. That's fucking crazy. None of those parties should ethically be able to be represented together in this case. Wild conflicts of interest. On August 3rd, 2021, the Director of School Administration sent an email to LCSO and other LCPS officials stating, quote, can you get together to establish procedures for alleged sexual assaults that occur under the school's jurisdiction? We have learned that we have extensive Title IX federal regulations that are required in cases involving student or staff when it comes to reports of sexual harassment or sexual assault. Federal regulations required to start our Title IX process immediately. Can we get together to establish steps so we are in compliance with federal law while law enforcement engages in their investigation? Meetings followed on August 17th and September 29th. And though the two parties cooperated regarding the October 6th BRHS sexual assault, LCSO still refused to provide information to LCPS regarding the May 28th SBHS sexual assault. On October 14th, amid national scrutiny on LCPS, the chief of staff provided the superintendent an update on these discussions. Several witnesses testified. The sheriff and superintendent are not on speaking terms. Petty fucking drama between the sheriff and the superintendent. Every time when you introduce bureaucrats into a system, you get petty fucking drama. The citizens of Loudoun County deserve better than two high-profile individuals publicly squabbling and refusing to put aside any petty differences. Ultimately, the sheriff and superintendent need to put aside any disagreements they may have and recognize the important relationship between their offices. The safety of the students and the community require it. You tell them, grand jury, what they need to do. These are union animals. They're power-hungry monsters. There's no... What do you think you're going to do with them? They're just going to get together. They're just going to get together and not be fucking lame. Good luck. MKEOD says rape is a serious violent crime, should be handled by the police. School university administrators shouldn't be handling investigations internally or holding ridiculous kangaroo courts for the accused. This is outrageous. Yeah. Yep. You nailed it. Lack of cooperation by LCPS. The special grand jury highlights the lack of cooperation from LCPS and the majority of LCSB members throughout the investigation. We expected these public servants to provide clarity, transparency, and a willingness to report truthfully to their constituents. Of course they fucking don't. Have you ever met any of these people? They're awful, power-hungry, maneuvering snakes. They're so gross. Incarnation Art, what's up, buddy? Says, what's up, Rackets? It's the Ducky Tats. Dude, I'm not kidding. Lady Rackets and I, we're going to take you up on your offer. 100%. He says, hey, that Maker's Mark was pretty nice. Not bad. I would like to try that one. French Oak Maker's Mark 46. I'm not a big fan of regular Maker's Mark, but I've had some of their small batch stuff, which is pretty good. I'd definitely try that one. Glad you enjoyed it, brother. MD Hugh Jass. No, I have not tried it yet. Oh, yeah, lack of cooperation. Oh, yeah. Instead, we were met with obfuscation, deflection, and obvious legal strategies designed to frustrate the special grand jury's work. If you did this, if you devised a strategy to obstruct a special grand jury, refused to provide an email, obfuscated, lied, clearly were not candid and truthful with them, you go to prison. You go to prison. On April 7, 2022, the first act of the special grand jury was to authorize subpoenas for the superintendent and chairman of the school board. Though LCPS declared in an April 13 statement its intent to cooperate with the lawful request of special grand jury, we experienced a much different posture behind closed doors. From the outset, the LCSB put up roadblocks to obstruct our investigation. On April 14th, the chairman and the superintendent, both represented by the same attorney, submitted a motion to quash the subpoenas, claiming, among other reasons, they were invalid on their face and the office of the attorney general was exceeding its authority. The court rejected both arguments. 6 days later, on April 20th, an elementary school principal, represented by the same attorney, filed a motion to quash a testimonial subpoena using the same arguments. Again, should not be represented by the same party. All these parties have adverse interests. Adverse interests. The court again rejected these arguments. On April 22nd, the same attorney filed another motion to quash testimonial subpoenas on behalf of 3 teachers at SBHS using, again, the same arguments, and the court again rejected those arguments. In this instance, however, one of the teachers was explicitly not represented by the attorney, even though he claimed to the court in a filing that he did represent her and was advocating on her behalf. The teacher said she felt pressured by the attorney into representing her, that the attorney told her not to provide the special grand jury with anything, and that the attorney tried to shut her up because this won't look well for the schools. And that, my friends, is a fucking problem, because ultimately it was representing the school district's interests, not the individuals, not the school board, not anybody else. So to purport to be representing all of those people is a lie. Actual malpractice, probably an ethics violation, and maybe even a crime. We're putting these down quick tonight. This is Angels Envy number 3. I feel we make it spicy over on Rumble. As the sauce flows, so do I. And I hope you're here for it. All right. She also said she'd received an email from her principal, the first one she had ever received from him, asking her to call the division counsel for LCPS, whom she characterized as alarmed and distraught. On May 20th, LCSB filed a complaint in civil court seeking an injunction against the special grand jury. The complaint recycled most of the same arguments previously rejected by the court, but due to the sealed nature of the rulings, the public was unaware these arguments had already been rejected. Similar to the motions to quash, the court denied the motion for injunctive relief. In June, the special grand jury issued subpoenas to 2 school board members to testify. True to form, LCSB's counsel filed a motion to quash the subpoenas. On the date of their testimony, 2 school board members did not show up. The court gave them 2 hours to arrive at the courthouse. Otherwise, the court would issue a capious warrant for their arrest. The board members subsequently arrived at the courthouse in a timely manner. One of the board members testified, "It was based on my counsel's advice not to show up. Otherwise, I would have been here." This lawyer, I mean, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, Law and Lumber. Yeah, I'm seeing it. How is this lawyer not facing massive ethical violations? Yeah, just don't comply with a grand jury. I know they rejected my motion to quash your subpoena. Just don't show up. Just fuck them. Whatever. Clearly not representing the interests of the people that they're purporting to represent, but representing the school's interests in all of this. Insanity. Throughout the investigation, we felt LCSB's counsel was obstructionist during witness testimony. Virginia Code 19.2-209 allows for the presence of counsel for special grand jury witnesses and states that, quote, such counsel shall have the right to consult with and advise the witness during his examination, but shall not have the right to conduct an examination of the witness. LCSB's counsel consistently and repeatedly interrupted answers of his own witnesses when he felt certain information was about to be revealed. LCSB's counsel consistently and repeatedly objected to questions that would elicit information about a meeting or conversation that occurred when LCSB division counsel was present, regardless of whether that meeting or conversation had anything to do with soliciting legal advice or if division counsel was even a party to the meeting or conversation. Division counsel's name or mere silent presence in a crowded room was enough for LCSB's lawyer to claim the attorney-client privilege and instruct the witness not to answer the question. As the investigation continued, LCSB's counsel objected to certain questions, even though he had allowed previous witnesses to answer the exact same question. LCSB's counsel also inappropriately used hand signals and other methods to communicate with the witness while they were testifying. Law and Lumber says, I litigated against this firm, these attorneys, and this argument. So much deeper and worse than you know. Someday, maybe we should talk about it, Rob. What do you think? Talk about corruption in Virginia? We don't have to name names unless you want to. Unless you want to. All right, I'm going to read these super chats here on YouTube real quick. And then pretty soon, we're going to switch over to Rumble exclusive. All right. JD, welcome to Paralegal Status. Nexus says, ETA on the Chris Chan trial. I have no idea where that's going. I have not been following it. Or the I Doubt It guys trial. I think right now that's scheduled for late January, but I'm not positive. I think that's where it is right now. Ryoji Mata, Nick, earlier today you turned your nose towards Texas and breathed in. Now I'm stuck in here and your nose hairs have me stuck. Trim your nose hairs so I can get out, you oversized vacuum. I'll think about it. Travis Gardner, you need to have Ranting Monkey on. Hey, I like that guy. Yeah, Law and Lumber sealed settlement, but I'm happy to share what I can. This bullshit needs to stop. Well, I mean, we just need to do a show in general. It's been a while, and we can talk about this subject generally. You can shit on this other law firm if you want. I mean, they sound like a bunch of fucking losers. Not applicable says, clarify you and wife didn't sleep around at the resort. Yeah. If that, I guess that needs to be said, but other people's fantasies about us are their own fantasies. My wife and I are happily monogamous, and that's, I don't know what to tell you. Other than my main caveat on all of that is, all internet rumors are always true all the time. Don't bother fighting the internet. It's not worth it. Fractal Machine says, let's not forget that the DOJ put him on a list. Kim Bentz says, I enjoy the Daily Wire and truly believe they're doing God's work, but I'm curious if they are catalysts in the decline of the great Jordan Peterson. You know what? That seems to maybe, I don't know if they're doing it or if they've just caught him on a decline. Man, I don't know what's happening to Jordan Peterson, but his takes are not super great. Not super great lately. Viking Wolf by Blood. Welcome to Paralegal Status. Kate J. This may be harsh, but to me, the parents should be punished for enabling their son's behavior, especially the mother who had zero remorse for what the son did and blamed both victims. It's a problem. Maxentius Decimus. I've been depressed living in Canada for a while, but I'm hesitant to move to the U.S. because I worry about the future of the U.S. from the infection from the major cities. Would you accept me? I'll claim refugee status and vote elephant. Look, I don't know if voting elephant's the right thing to do either. But yeah, we'd accept you. Move to the country. Stay the fuck away from cities. Roxas, 1969 says, Nick, Loudoun County has been corrupt since 1990, question mark. If it's a statement, I'll agree with you. If it's a question, I don't actually know. Couldn't tell you. They seem like giant piles of garbage. And, you know, I don't know what to do with giant piles of garbage. Do you guys? What do you even do with a giant pile of garbage? I don't know what you do with a giant pile of garbage, but I do know what you do with a giant pile of cash waiting for your retirement. And that is to contact the Birch Gold Group, birchgold.com/knows. The Birch Gold Group is here to help you figure out your IRA and 401k and to help you hedge against market volatility and inflation. And the way they do that, their specialty is incorporating precious metals, gold and silver, into your IRA or 401k. A lot of people don't realize that you can hold these assets in your 401k or IRA in your qualified accounts. We'll just say it that way. You can hold these assets in there. There are rules that allow you to do it. And Birch Gold is here to provide you the information on how to do it. It may be the right move for you. It may not. But with Sleepy Joe at the helm, we have record levels of inflation with all sorts of weird shit happening in markets, with Russia and Ukraine fighting all the time, with Brittany Griner pretending to be a woman. All of these things have caused the market to do things that are unpredictable and have caused massive fluctuations. Those fluctuations can cause lasting damage to accounts, and gold and silver are ways to traditionally hedge against that. Of course, no one can promise results, but traditionally those gold and silver have been resistant to these sorts of fluctuations, and again, resistant to inflation. Check out this website, birchgold.com/knows. Click that green button and they'll get you the information so you can be informed in making your decisions. And as a promotion, if you decide to invest some of your money by December 22nd, all right, for every $5,000 you invest, you're going to get some gold backs. This is gold currency. It's currency. It's paper, but it's made out of gold. And each one has a specific amount of gold in it. This is the 50. It has 1/20th of a troy ounce of gold. It's worth about $190. So you can carry gold in a convenient way, I guess. If you need that safety and security, it is there. There's, like I said, there's real gold in all of these things. That's what they're made out of. And they'll send you some of them. They'll send you some of them. So that's 24 karat gold is used to make those. So again, that's just a bonus that you get if you use your IRA or 401k to buy gold or silver in an amount greater than $5,000. Now, the trick with that, of course, is that you have this pile of cash sitting there, pile of money, assets, however you have it allocated. So you don't have to like buy gold and silver out of your pocket, which can be unattainable for a lot of people who are living. I don't like to say paycheck to paycheck. I like to say living realistically, which for a lot of people means paycheck to paycheck. This is a pile of money that you won't be touching for a very long time, and you may have some flexibility in using it to hedge against inflation. By the way, I saw Brandon Herrera in the chat. Hey, buddy, Friday, I'm having a birthday stream at night. I'm going to invite you if you can make it. Come tell some jokes, talk about guns, laugh, drink beer, and then I'm going to plan my trip down to San Antonio, and I'm going to come dry hump your leg while you fire a fully automatic weapon. That's what I'm going to do. I don't fucking care anymore. I was going to surprise you with the dry hump, but I'm just going to tell you about it now so you can wait for it to happen. I'll send you a link. If you're free to show up, go ahead and do so. If you're not, it's cool. No big deal. But I do want to talk to you again soon, man, because it's fun every time. All right. I think that's everything. We got the Birch Gold ad in. we're going back to this document about Loudoun County. This grand jury report. Then we'll cover the indictments. Again, next we're going to talk about Ethan Van Sciver suing Preston Poulter. And then finally, actually, I might switch the next two topics because the Loudoun County one's going to flow into the next one because it literally is directly relevant and involves a pile of garbage. And we'll probably close out with Ethan Van Sciver's lawsuit, but we're going to do that on Rumble. So YouTube, I'm going to play a 28-second clip that says, fuck off YouTube in my StreamYard. That's what it's labeled. You have the opportunity right now to go into the description and click on the Rumble link and get your dick out and be ready to jerk off to a whole lot more content in just a minute. I'll see you over there. I'm going to play this fucking thing and then I'm going to end the YouTube stream. Make sure you go to Rumble. Try it out. It'll be nice. You'll like it. I'll see you there.
So pour out an odd bag of Balmore and love rug. Spirits flow as the ones who get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea post on Twitter. As we hear lost blaming tonight. From the white shores of Nam to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now.
See you over there, YouTube.